Weight Loss 101. I want to go through how weight loss works so that you can avoid the BS that's out there. I talk from experience because I got into fitness to lose weight when I was about 19 years old. I was overweight as a child, lost a bit of the weight, joined the Royal Navy and then gained it and more through the drinking culture. And it's something that I did struggle with, and it would go up and down for a very long time because I was following too many of the gurus out there and people that really weren't listening to what the evidence was actually showing us. So weight loss is dictated purely by calories in versus calories out. Most people get bored of hearing that, but I cannot stress enough, if you follow that approach, you will lose weight. You could be on a low carb diet, low fat diet, but if you're eating too many calories, you will still gain weight. The weight loss is dictated by calories going in and out of the body. So calories are a measurement of energy, a bit like a centimetre, or a centimetre for measuring distance, or for millilitres measuring water. We use it to measure energy, for energy going in and out of the body. We use energy for all our cellular processes that are going on, for movement, for our brain function, and we obviously consume energy through food and drink. So what we need to do is we need to get the body using more energy than it requires, okay? This is known as a calorie deficit. So what we need to do is cut back the amount of calories that we're consuming to the point where our body now needs to find energy from somewhere. And once it does that, and we've eaten less than our body requires, our body is forced to use its fat stores for energy, and that's how we end up losing weight. My advice, don't just be dictated by the scales. The scales only give you a small picture about as to what's going on. The scales can be influenced by many things. They can be influenced by your hormones, so if you're on your period, your weight will tend to go up. Water retention. If you've been eating a lot of salty foods, things like that, you will gain excess water retention. That's not a bad thing. People mistake that for gaining body fat. It's not. Water retention is a totally different thing. You can lose that within a couple of days. It can be influenced by many, many factors. If you've just eaten, if you've just drank, how hydrated you are, if you're dehydrated. So we need to make sure that we're getting a collection of different things to give us a much more broad picture as to whether what we're doing is working or not. So one of the things that I think that are really important, progress photos, very, very important. They will show you whether what you're doing is working or not. Especially for those that haven't got masses of body fat to lose as well, you will see changes quite quickly by just analysing your progress photos. I would say do it every 1 to 4 weeks. Also taking measurements, so for anybody that their problem area is their stomach, definitely make sure that you've took your stomach measurement. I would normally take that with you anyway. If anyone wants to gain size, make sure you're taking measurements of various areas, like such as your chest, your arms, your legs, things like that. And be monitoring it regularly so that you can see if you are making the necessary changes or not. And the last part is, I would aim, for those that are losing weight, to go for about 1 to 2 pounds of weight loss per week. I definitely wouldn't go any lower than 2 pounds of weight loss per week, because you will seriously, I'm not joking here, you will literally be starving yourself. You'll be down to less than about 500, for a lot of you, down to 500 calories or so per day to lose 3 pounds. Even 2 can often be pushing it. So I would say for the majority of people, especially those that have got quite a lot of weight to lose, as much as it's going to take longer, I would aim for 1 pound. It's easier to stick to, and you'll be able to hopefully not lose track and lose your weight sort of in that 8 to 12 week mark, where a lot of people do, especially those that are aggressive dieting, because it's very difficult because a lot of you are going to have to be at a very low calorie count. For a lot of you, you're going to be under 1,200 calories per day. As you'll see, that's not a lot of food. You've got to stick to that regularly and consistently. So my advice really for most of you, look for about 1 pound of weight loss per week.